kill that weak version of yourself and unleash your true potential. Stoic philosophy. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of routine, living a life that's comfortable but far from extraordinary. We often settle for less than our true potential, focusing on the hustle, the distractions, and the safety of what we know. But deep within us lies a reservoir of untapped power, an inner strength waiting to be awakened. This is where modern Stoicism can help. At Stoic in Your Life, we explore how the Stoic secrets can guide you in breaking free from mediocrity and unlocking your true potential. Stoicism isn't just an ancient philosophy. It's a powerful, practical tool for living a life of purpose and strength. It challenges us to stop being passive observers and start becoming the active creators of our future, shaping our destiny through our choices. If you're ready to confront your limitations, embrace discomfort, and step into your greatness, this video will show you how to align your actions with your highest self and achieve lasting personal transformation. Let's uncover how Stoic principles can help you overcome your weak self and become the powerful individual you're meant to be. Identifying and confronting mediocrity. Number 1. Recognizing mediocrity. Mediocrity. It's a silent enemy that creeps into our lives when we're not paying attention. It starts off subtle, almost innocent. A little procrastination here, a minor compromise there, and before we know it, we've traded our ambitions for the comfort of the good enough. This is the trap most of us fall into without even realizing it. But let me ask you this. How often have you found yourself settling for less than you know you're capable of? It's easy, right? We become so accustomed to these small compromises, these moments of weakness, that we start to believe that this is all there is. But here's the thing. Mediocrity is never the end goal. It's the slow fade from greatness, and it's something that Stoic philosophy teaches us to fight against at every turn. One of the most powerful Stoic principles is the recognition of when we are not living up to our true potential. To break free, we need brutal honesty with ourselves. We must ask, am I really living the life I want, or am I simply going through the motions? It's not an easy question to face, but it's the only way forward. As Marcus Aurelius once said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This quote isn't just about morality. It's about living intentionally, purposefully. It's about striving to be better, to act with purpose, and to avoid the trap of mediocrity that threatens to steal your greatness. You see, mediocrity isn't just a bad habit, it's a life stealer, and you don't have to let it be the default setting for your existence. What if, instead of allowing the small distractions and excuses to accumulate, you chose today to break free from the cycle? To recognize the areas of your life where you've compromised and raised the bar, whether it's in your career, your relationships, or the way you pursue your personal growth. By recognizing where you've been holding yourself back, you can start to take real, intentional action to change. The key is in the awareness. It's about understanding that your true potential isn't something that just happens. It's something you have to actively cultivate. Modern Stoicism reminds us of this every day. It teaches us to be vigilant, to constantly reflect on our values and goals, and to always challenge the lazy, complacent version of ourselves that prefers comfort over growth. Think about it. How often do you settle for what's easy rather than striving for what's right? This is the moment you start to change that. Recognizing mediocrity is the first step toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about living a life that aligns with your deepest values and pushing yourself to be the person you are truly capable of becoming. The journey isn't easy, but it's the only path that leads to your true potential. So ask yourself today, what small compromises have I been making that are keeping me from my best self? And what can I do today to challenge that, to push forward and be the person I know I can be? When you recognize mediocrity, you can transform your life, step by step, action by action, into something extraordinary. Number 2, embracing change and stepping outside your comfort zone. To unlock your true potential, you must accept that growth requires change, and change is rarely comfortable. Stoicism teaches that transformation happens when we move beyond what's familiar and safe. Although routines offer stability, they can also prevent us from reaching our full potential. Stoic philosophy values discomfort, not as something to avoid, but as a tool for building strength and resilience. As Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." These words remind us that while life will always present challenges, our response, our willingness to face discomfort, defines us. You may be stuck in a comfortable routine, but this comfort can lead to mediocrity. Fear of stepping into the unknown, whether it's a new job, skill, or challenge, can hold you back. Stoics understood that growth comes from confronting your fears. This means changing your mindset, altering your habits, and stretching your abilities. Stoicism isn't about avoiding discomfort. It's about using it as the path to your best self. Every time you push beyond your comfort zone, you're not only facing external challenges, you're reshaping yourself internally. When you embrace change, you open yourself to opportunities that would otherwise remain closed. I've experienced this myself. Whether taking on a challenging project at work or pursuing a long-term goal, stepping out of my comfort zone was never easy, but always rewarding. This is where Stoic secrets come into play. It's about taking the first step, even when the future is unclear, and trusting that each small action builds over time. For example, starting a new project at work, even when it feels daunting, can be the catalyst for escaping mediocrity. The discomfort you feel now is the fuel that drives you to greater growth. Personal development also requires venturing into the unknown. Whether learning a new skill or pursuing a goal, it means breaking free from the comforts of the present. This takes patience and courage, virtues emphasized by Stoicism. As Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." This quote highlights the fact that your resistance to change creates obstacles. Embrace discomfort, and you'll begin to dismantle the barriers that once confined you. In today's world, many of us stay in jobs or relationships that don't challenge us simply because it feels safe. You may have dreams that seem out of reach, but Stoicism teaches that what lies beyond comfort is where real potential exists. Fear and doubt can easily dictate our decisions, but if we let them, they'll keep us stuck in mediocrity. To move forward, we must be willing to step into the unknown again and again. With each step, we become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Reflect on your own life. Where are you playing it safe? What areas are you avoiding because stepping out of your comfort zone feels too difficult? Stoic secrets aren't just abstract ideas, they're practical tools to reshape your life. Embrace discomfort, face your fears, and take bold steps toward becoming your best self. Each challenge, no matter how small, is an opportunity for growth. So the next time you feel tempted to avoid discomfort, remember, it's by embracing it that you'll uncover your true potential. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." If you've ever found yourself avoiding discomfort or sticking to what's familiar because it feels safe, I encourage you to reflect on this. Where in your life are you playing it too safe? If you're ready to step outside your comfort zone and face the challenges that will lead you to your true potential, drop a "I'm ready" in the comments below. Your thoughts and experiences are valuable and help create a community of individuals dedicated to embracing growth and change. Let's support each other in pushing past fear and mediocrity, and share how you plan to use Stoic wisdom to unlock your greatness. Number 3. Replacing mediocrity with deliberate action. In the world of Stoic philosophy, deliberate action is the cornerstone of building a life of meaning and purpose. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, remind us that we are not passive recipients of life's circumstances, but active participants in shaping our own destinies. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, said Marcus Aurelius. This resonates deeply with the idea of moving beyond mediocrity, of not merely getting by, but of stepping up and making intentional, impactful choices every day. To transcend mediocrity, I must commit to progress, not perfection, but progress, that reflects my true values, aspirations, and the highest potential I believe I can achieve. This requires a shift in mindset, from merely existing in the flow of life, to actively creating the life I want. Progress, though it might feel slow or unnoticeable in the moment, becomes the foundation of a life that's not just fine, but extraordinary. Deliberate action means breaking free from the illusion of comfort that mediocrity provides. Comfort zones often disguise themselves as safety, but in reality, they are prisons that limit our growth. This does not mean constantly striving for perfection or trying to do everything at once, but rather ensuring that each step I take, no matter how small, aligns with my deeper purpose. Take, for instance, a job that no longer challenges you. Staying in a place where you feel stagnated, out of fear or complacency, is a form of mediocrity. A Stoic mindset urges me to stop waiting for things to change on their own and to take responsibility. Maybe that means having a difficult conversation with a manager about new responsibilities, or perhaps it's pursuing education or skills that open new doors. In these moments, I am actively choosing not to settle. Every choice I make, every action I take in alignment with my greater potential, begins to shape a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Modern Stoicism teaches us that virtue is not just a lofty concept, but a daily practice. Every day, every interaction is an opportunity to practice wisdom, courage, and justice. By embracing this philosophy, I am gradually eliminating the mediocre habits and passive attitudes that have held me back, and in their place, I am building a life that reflects my true potential. I may stumble along the way, but the point is not to avoid mistakes. It's to persist in the face of them, learning, growing, and continuing the pursuit of something greater. In today's fast-paced, distraction-filled world, it's easy to slip into a mode of getting by, but Stoicism invites me to take charge of my life through deliberate, mindful actions that align with the person I want to become. Every decision I make is a chance to reinforce my commitment to living with intention and purpose. To take this further, modern Stoicism reminds me that I can't wait for the perfect moment to act. It's not about waiting for life to hand me the perfect opportunity. It's about creating those opportunities through my actions. When I actively choose to push myself, to challenge myself even when it feels uncomfortable, I build the momentum needed for real growth. Stoics like Epictetus believed that our happiness lies in how we respond to life, not in what happens to us. This means that I must consistently choose deliberate action, not as a task, but as a reflection of the values I hold dear. In this way, mediocrity is replaced by the discipline of purposeful action, and a life of true meaning is built, one small decision at a time. So, as you reflect on your own life, think about how you might replace the comfortable mediocrity that may be lurking in certain areas with deliberate, thoughtful action. It's not always easy, but every step you take with purpose brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy for ancient times, it's a modern guide for creating the life you want to live today. Through discipline, reflection, and continual action, you have the power to shape your life into something extraordinary. When we face mediocrity in life, the first step is to clearly identify it. This is how we begin the journey of breaking through our limits, freeing ourselves from negative thoughts and bad habits, from recognizing mediocrity to embracing change and stepping outside our comfort zones. Each step plays a crucial role in building a strong and meaningful life. Remember, only when you replace mediocrity with deliberate action can you unlock your true potential. Managing time and resources effectively. Now let's dive into how we can effectively manage our time and resources to support this process of growth in this section. Number 1. Prioritizing what truly matters. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere. Every time you check your phone, you're bombarded with notifications, messages, and demands on your attention. It's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. If you want to break free from mediocrity and unlock your true potential, you need to take a moment to reflect on your priorities. This is where Stoic philosophy can guide you. It teaches us to focus on what aligns with our core values and long-term goals, while letting go of the trivial things that drain our energy. The first step in this process is identifying what truly matters to you, whether it's advancing your career, improving your relationships, enhancing your health, or growing as a person. Knowing what's important allows you to align your daily actions with these priorities. For example, if your career is a priority, are you investing time in skill building or networking to advance? If health is your focus, are you setting aside time each day for exercise or meal prep? It's not enough to simply want these things. Your actions must match your intentions. When you start making your priorities a part of your routine, distractions begin to fade, and you live with purpose. Take Sarah's story, for instance. She was a young professional, overwhelmed by a demanding job and a busy social life. She spent most of her time on short-term pleasures, binge-watching TV, scrolling through social media, and attending events that didn't contribute to her goals. As a result, her career stagnated, and her health worsened. Realizing this, Sarah decided to make a change. She reassessed her priorities and recognized that she had been focusing too much on activities that didn't serve her long-term vision. She decided to wake up an hour earlier for personal development and exercise, and she started saying no to activities that weren't aligned with her goals. Over time, Sarah noticed a transformation. Her career took off, her energy levels improved, and she felt a deeper sense of purpose. This shift happened because she made a conscious choice to prioritize what truly mattered. The Stoic secret is simple. Align your actions with your values and focus on what you can control. Ask yourself, what am I prioritizing right now? How are my daily activities bringing me closer to my goals? And how often do I let distractions pull me away from what truly matters? When you get clear about your priorities, you naturally start eliminating distractions and waste less time on things that don't contribute to your growth. Achieving this mindset isn't instantaneous. It requires consistent effort. It's easy to get lost in the busyness of life. But remember, the Stoics believed that time is our most precious resource. So, how are you spending yours? I challenge you to reflect on your non-negotiable priorities. Identify your top goals and break them down into actionable steps. Whether you're focusing on your career, health, or relationships, take time each day to work toward those objectives. When you consciously decide where to invest your time, you'll naturally align your life with your true values and begin to eliminate distractions. The key to unleashing your full potential lies in making the right choices every day. Your potential is limitless, but only if you actively focus on what truly matters. The Stoic mindset helps you do just that. It teaches you to focus on what you can control, eliminate distractions, and live in alignment with your values. This approach not only moves you toward your goals, but it also helps you become the best version of yourself. When you start living intentionally, with purpose and clarity, incredible things are possible. So, take a step today, prioritize what truly matters, and watch as your life transforms. Number 2. Creating a time management system. Imagine for a moment that you're living each day with purpose, knowing exactly where your time is going and what you're meant to accomplish. Sounds ideal, right? Well, Modern Stoicism teaches us to take full responsibility for how we use our time, because time, like everything else, is within our control. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You see, time management isn't just about fitting tasks into your day. It's about making intentional choices about how you spend your most precious resource. In the chaotic rush of modern life, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters and allow distractions to pull us away from our purpose. But the truth is, every time you waste time, you rob yourself of your potential. So how can you reclaim control? The answer lies in creating a solid time management system. Think about it. If you don't decide what to do with your time, someone else will. The first step is organizing your day into blocks, each with a clear purpose. You can't just hope that things will fall into place. Intentionality is key. Time blocking is a method that helps you structure your day into segments where you focus solely on one task at a time. Imagine setting aside specific hours for work, self-care, and relaxation, and fully committing to each. If you're working on a project, for example, set a clear window of time where you're entirely focused, free of distractions. When you give yourself permission to give your full attention to one thing, it's almost as if you're saying, I respect my time, and I respect myself. But this isn't just about efficiency. It's about creating space for what nourishes you too, like your relationships, your health, and your passions. By sticking to a time-blocking system, you actually create a life where you don't feel constantly overwhelmed by a never-ending to-do list. Instead, you're working efficiently and enjoying your life more because your energy isn't being drained by scattered efforts. You're empowered to live on your own terms, just as the Stoics did. In their lives, there was no room for idle time or unnecessary distractions, and that's the power of modern Stoicism. It's about becoming the master of your own time and, in turn, mastering yourself. You might be wondering, though, what happens when things don't go as planned? That's the beauty of Stoic thought. It's not about rigid perfection, but rather about adjusting your approach with grace. When unexpected events disrupt your time blocks, it's not the end of the world. Instead, you adapt, accept, and continue, moving forward without frustration. Remember, as Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Creating a time management system isn't just about checking off tasks. It's about creating a life where you control the rhythm. It might feel difficult at first, but with time, you'll begin to realize that this practice allows you to build momentum towards your true potential. Ask yourself, what would it look like if I could give my undivided attention to the things that truly matter? What if, instead of feeling like life is happening to you, you felt like you were steering the ship? Would you feel more in control, more fulfilled? You see, time management isn't just a tool, it's a way to reshape your life. And when you live with intentionality, you'll soon notice that you're not just managing time. You're using it to craft the life you've always wanted. So here's my challenge to you. Start small. Create your time-blocking system today. Prioritize your time, eliminate distractions, and fully dedicate yourself to the task at hand. Over time, you'll see how much more you can accomplish and how much more room you'll have for what truly matters. Don't just follow the flow of life. Be intentional, be present, and most importantly, be the version of yourself that is capable of achieving everything you've ever wanted. Number 3, setting boundaries to protect your time. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, it's easy to find ourselves sacrificing our own needs and goals to please others. We live in a time where demands are endless. Work, family, social commitments, each one tugging at us, often at the expense of our personal development and well-being. As a Stoic, you must learn to set clear boundaries to protect your time and energy. This is not just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself, your values, and your potential. In Stoicism, we understand that time is a finite resource, And every moment we waste on things that don't serve our higher purpose is a moment lost. As Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." This means that we must protect what is truly within our control, our attention, focus, and energy, and avoid scattering them on things that don't move us forward. Setting boundaries means knowing when to politely refuse additional tasks or invitations that conflict with your deeper objectives, even when it might feel uncomfortable. For instance, if a colleague asks you to take on extra work that doesn't align with your main responsibilities or aspirations, it's okay to turn them down. By doing this, you honor not just your time, but also your well-being and the long-term goals that are essential for your growth. Too often we end up saying yes to avoid guilt or disappointment. But this behavior only leads to exhaustion, frustration, and missed opportunities for true progress. In fact, it's critical to recognize that every yes to something that drains your energy is a no to something that could move you closer to your potential. This practice of boundary setting is a form of self-discipline, which is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. It forces you to act with intention and purpose, rather than being swept along by the demands of others. It teaches you to cultivate the kind of inner strength and clarity needed to live a life that aligns with your true priorities. When you master the art of boundary setting, you'll find that you have more time and energy to focus on the things that truly matter, the pursuits that feed your soul and help you reach your highest potential. And that's where the Stoic secrets come into play. By protecting your time, you're not just avoiding burnout, you're actively designing your life in a way that reflects your most important values. It's a practice that leads to greater resilience, focus, and fulfillment, helping you unleash the true power that lies within you. If you're still with me, it's obvious that you understand the power of setting boundaries for a more focused and purposeful life. Now I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments by saying, "Protect your time, protect your future." Let's continue learning and growing together. More insightful content is on the way. Don't miss out. Number 4. Developing consistent routines for success. To unlock your true potential and shed the weak version of yourself, one practice stands out: consistency. Success doesn't come from fleeting bursts of energy. It's built through consistent, daily actions. Without consistency, even the best plans will falter. Modern Stoicism teaches us to live with purpose and discipline, and the most effective way to embody these principles is through routines. Establishing a routine aligns your daily actions with long-term goals, preventing distractions from taking over. For instance, if health is a priority, starting your morning with exercise, healthy food, and mindfulness sets a strong tone for the day. Similarly, tackling your most important tasks first when your energy is highest allows you to make the most progress before distractions creep in. Seneca once said, "Success is not in what you do, but in what you do consistently." By following routines, you're not just ticking off tasks, but building a system for sustained success. Over time, small actions add up and create powerful habits that move you closer to your goals. However, Stoicism teaches that flexibility is just as important as consistency. While routines provide structure, they should not be so rigid that they cause frustration when life doesn't go as planned. Epictetus reminds us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So when things don't go according to plan, the key is to adapt, not to give up. This adaptability is essential to resilience. In today's fast-paced world, distractions are everywhere, and staying focused can be tough. But that's exactly why routines are so crucial. They provide structure amid chaos and help you take control of your actions. When your habits reflect your deepest values and long-term goals, you steer your life in the direction you want, rather than letting external forces dictate your path. Imagine waking up each day knowing that your actions align with your highest aspirations. Modern Stoicism encourages not just setting goals but also creating the daily actions and rituals to achieve them. By committing to your routines, you lay a foundation for personal growth. Over time, small, consistent actions lead to lasting transformation. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Obstacles, whether in the form of difficult mornings or unexpected events, are part of the journey. They aren't setbacks but opportunities to grow stronger and more resilient. Consistency, flexibility, and discipline work together to break free from mediocrity and unlock your true potential. In our modern lives, filled with constant pressures, Stoicism reminds us that success isn't about grand gestures but about the small, consistent actions that align with our values. The power lies in our daily choices. Like the Stoics, we too must show up consistently, remain adaptable, and build a life based on purpose. This foundation empowers us to achieve our highest potential and live a life of fulfillment. Number 5. Leveraging tools and technology for productivity. In a world that's constantly evolving with new tools and technologies, we're presented with an incredible opportunity to improve our productivity. But here's the catch. Many of us tend to get caught up in using these tools in ways that don't actually serve us. The Stoics were masters at focusing on what was within their control, understanding that true power comes from discipline and intention. They didn't waste time on distractions. They focused their energy on what mattered most. And that's a lesson we can apply today, especially when it comes to leveraging technology. Let me ask you, how often do you find yourself getting lost in the digital world, jumping from app to app only to realize hours have slipped away without accomplishing much? What if instead you could use these tools to amplify your efforts, streamline your day, and boost your productivity without feeling overwhelmed by them? Take something simple like a task management app such as Trello or Asana. These tools can break down large, daunting projects into bite-sized tasks, making them feel more manageable. You can track your progress, set deadlines, and keep yourself accountable, all in one place. It's like having a personal assistant without the extra cost. I've personally found that the sense of accomplishment from checking off tasks boosts my motivation and keeps me moving forward. Now think about your calendar. We often forget the power of structure in our days. A simple tool like Google Calendar can help you map out your time so you're not just rushing from one thing to the next, but actually prioritizing what matters most. When you schedule work and self-care, you create a rhythm that ensures balance and focus. I've noticed that by having everything organized, my stress levels decrease, and I'm much more efficient with my time. And this brings us back to the Stoic secret. Control over your actions and choices is where your true strength lies. By consciously integrating these tools into your routine, you're not just staying on top of things, you're gaining mastery over your time. But here's where many people go wrong. They let the tools control them instead of using them to serve their needs. The key is to remember that technology is just a means to an end. It should support you, not overwhelm you. If an app or system is causing you more stress than relief, then it's time to reassess. The Stoics understood that simplicity was the key to peace of mind. The more complex a system becomes, the more likely it is to become a source of distraction or frustration. So as you think about the tools you use, ask yourself, does this system actually make my life easier, or does it add to my stress? The true power lies in how well you use these tools to streamline your workflow and simplify your life. Leveraging technology is about creating a structure that works for you, not one that controls you. This is where Stoic principles shine. By focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't, you gain clarity and productivity in a world that's often chaotic. By using tools thoughtfully, you're not just managing your tasks, you're mastering your time, enhancing your productivity, and unlocking your true potential. So the next time you sit down to plan your day, ask yourself how you can make the most out of the tools available to you. What can you control to ensure you're staying focused, balanced, and productive? In this fast-paced world, the Stoic secret to success is simple. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what truly matters with intention and purpose. Number 6. Avoiding procrastination and staying focused. Procrastination. It's one of the biggest barriers standing between you and your true potential, isn't it? How many times have you put off something important, knowing deep down that the longer you delay, the harder it will be to tackle? We all face it at some point. Maybe you're staring at a task that feels too overwhelming, or you're unsure of where to even begin. It's easy to let that feeling of uncertainty take over, pushing the work to tomorrow or the next day until it piles up, creating even more stress. But here's something you may not have realized. Procrastination is often rooted in fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, or even fear of success. It's this resistance that makes you hesitate. But what if I told you that you don't have to let fear control you? Modern stoicism teaches us a powerful lesson. Focus on what you can control. And right now, what you can control is your approach. Instead of being paralyzed by the enormity of a task, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Imagine how much less daunting a project feels when you stop worrying about the entire thing and just focus on the very next thing you can do. One small task at a time. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that for a moment. The very thing that stands between you and your goals, whether it's procrastination, fear, or confusion, becomes the opportunity for growth, the stepping stone toward progress. When you feel overwhelmed by a large task, break it down into its smallest components. If you're dreading writing a report at work, for example, don't think of it as one massive job. Think of it as outlining first, then researching, writing, and finally editing. Each piece is a separate task, and you're just doing one thing at a time, not the whole mountain. I know it sounds simple, but it works. Another method that could make a huge difference is the Pomodoro technique, a modern tool that's grounded in Stoic principles. You work in focused, 25-minute intervals followed by short breaks. It's a fantastic way to keep your mind fresh while avoiding burnout. It's not about working harder, but smarter. And let's not forget about cultivating a sense of urgency. I'm not talking about anxiety here, don't let that flood your mind, but rather the awareness that life is precious and fleeting. We all know time doesn't slow down and the clock is always ticking. That's why the Stoics, like Seneca, urged us to recognize the value of every moment. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. By being aware of the limited time we have, we begin to take more intentional action, avoid procrastination, and stay focused. Think about how much more you could accomplish if you started each day with the understanding that time is your most valuable resource. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. Every moment you spend procrastinating is time you'll never get back, but every moment you spend working, no matter how small, is progress toward your greater goal. And that's the essence of Stoic action: incremental, deliberate, and focused. The Stoics remind us that in the face of any challenge, whether it's procrastination or a complex task, we can always control how we respond. By breaking things down, staying focused, and refusing to allow fear or resistance to take the wheel, we build momentum toward our goals. Each small step you take is a victory, and over time, those small steps will compound into something truly extraordinary. So ask yourself, how often do you let procrastination control your day? How can you use the power of modern stoicism to turn that around today? Start by focusing on what you can do now, and watch how much you can achieve when you take it one step at a time. Let me ask you this. Are you ready to take control of your life, overcome procrastination, and unlock your true potential? Don't let fear or delay hold you back any longer. Take action now. Like this video and comment below. It starts with me. Success will follow. Because true power doesn't come from controlling others, but from mastering yourself. Start with small steps. Focus on what you can do now and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Number 7. Practicing patience and persistence. In the pursuit of personal growth and success, one of the most valuable lessons you can learn is the power of patience and persistence. The Stoics understood that progress is rarely a straight path. Setbacks are inevitable and growth takes time. Stoic philosophy teaches us that patience helps us remain calm and composed when things don't go as planned, while persistence ensures we continue moving forward despite the obstacles. In today's world, where immediate results are often expected, embracing the long-term process is essential if you want to achieve true success. Whether you're building a business, striving toward a fitness goal, or working on personal development, the results you desire may take years to fully materialize. However, each small step you take brings you closer to the bigger picture, and it's this consistent effort that makes all the difference. Patience means understanding that meaningful results take time, while persistence means refusing to quit when the journey gets tough. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This reminds us that obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're opportunities to fuel our progress. In any goal you pursue, setbacks and challenges are inevitable, whether it's delays in your career, failures in your personal life, or moments when your dreams seem far out of reach. It's easy to feel discouraged, but this is where patience comes in. No worthwhile goal is achieved overnight. Whether you're launching a new project, developing a new habit, or working toward a dream, it's the consistent accumulation of small actions that will ultimately get you there. Stoicism teaches us to view difficulties as opportunities for growth, not as barriers. Seneca's words ring true. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. These challenges, while uncomfortable, are essential to shaping who we are becoming. It's the persistence to push through those challenges that ultimately determines success. You've probably experienced moments when things didn't go as planned. You tried, failed, and tried again. But the important thing isn't how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. Persistence is the Stoic secret to unlocking your potential. It's about continuing to move forward, even when the road seems long and progress feels slow. Each time you pick yourself up, you're not just improving your skills, you're strengthening your character. Patience teaches you to trust in the process, to recognize that growth is happening even when it's invisible. It's about committing to your vision, knowing that every step, even the smallest one, contributes to your long-term journey. Persistence, on the other hand, is the courage to keep going, even when the finish line seems far away. These two virtues are the foundation upon which your future is built. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted by quick fixes and instant results. Social media, advertisements, and the pressure to succeed quickly can make it feel like success should happen overnight. But if you look at those who have achieved lasting success, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, you'll see that patience and persistence are at the core of their achievements. They didn't get where they are by taking shortcuts or giving up at the first obstacle. They stayed focused, showed up consistently, and kept working toward their goals, no matter how long it took. The Stoic secrets of patience and persistence remind us that real growth isn't measured in days or months, but in years of consistent effort. The greatest accomplishments are built over time. If you're willing to commit to the long-term journey, you'll find that true success comes not from rushing to the finish line, but from enjoying the process of growth itself. Think about areas in your life where you've been tempted to quit. Maybe you started a fitness regimen, launched a new business, or set a personal goal, only to face obstacles along the way. Remember that the Stoic secrets are here to guide you. Patience teaches you to trust that your efforts will eventually pay off. Persistence reminds you to keep going, even when progress seems slow. By embracing both virtues, you build the strength to overcome adversity and keep moving forward, regardless of the challenges you face. The key to unlocking your true potential is to stay committed, trust the process, and persist through every setback. So the next time you're faced with an obstacle, remember, it's your ability to persist and remain patient that will ultimately lead you to the success you seek. Time and resources are two of the most valuable assets we have in life, and how we manage them will determine our success in overcoming mediocrity. From prioritizing what truly matters to creating an efficient time management system, every decision you make brings you closer to living with discipline and achieving great accomplishments. Build sustainable habits, leverage technology for productivity, and make sure you never face procrastination or a lack of patience on your journey to personal growth. Living with virtue and excellence. How can we live with virtue and excellence in every moment of our lives? Keep watching this section C to explore how to cultivate virtue, resilience, and build a truly great life. Number 1. Practicing virtue in everyday life. At the core of Stoic philosophy is the concept of virtue, the idea that living a virtuous life is the key to true fulfillment. The Stoics taught that happiness doesn't come from external success or material gains, but from cultivating inner virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These qualities act as a compass, guiding us through life's complexities and helping us make choices that align with our highest selves. In practical terms, this means making conscious, ethical decisions in every aspect of life, from how we interact with others to how we approach challenges. When you face a tough decision at work, perhaps an opportunity to cut corners or take the easy way out, the Stoic approach encourages you to act with integrity, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. This practice of virtue, done consistently, builds a strong moral foundation that guides your actions, aligning them with your best and truest self. By practicing these virtues daily, we gradually begin to cultivate the character of the person we wish to become, moving beyond external pressures and focusing on our internal growth. In today's world, where instant gratification and shortcuts often seem like the easiest path, Stoicism reminds us that the true source of strength comes from within. Virtue is not something that happens overnight, nor is it dependent on the world's approval. It is a quiet but steadfast commitment to living according to our highest ideals. Every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to practice one of these virtues. For example, if you're tempted to gossip about a colleague, practicing justice and temperance would mean choosing silence, resisting the urge to indulge in negativity, and instead fostering an atmosphere of respect and fairness. This approach doesn't mean denying your emotions or pretending to be perfect. It simply means choosing to act in a way that aligns with your values rather than reacting impulsively. It's about creating space between stimulus and response, a space in which you can consciously choose the path that reflects the person you wish to be. The beauty of practicing virtue in everyday life is that it transforms the mundane into something meaningful. Stoicism teaches that life's true value doesn't lie in grand accomplishments but in the small, everyday actions that reflect our character. Whether it's how we handle traffic, how we respond to a colleague's criticism, or how we approach our physical and mental health, each of these moments is a chance to practice wisdom, patience, and self-control. Modern Stoicism shows us that we don't have to wait for extraordinary circumstances to be virtuous. The opportunity to practice virtue exists in the routine and the ordinary moments of life. These daily decisions, though they may seem insignificant, build the moral fiber of our character and prepare us for the challenges that will inevitably arise. In a world that often celebrates the loud and the flashy, it's easy to overlook the quiet power of virtue. Yet, as you begin to integrate these practices into your life, you'll notice that your sense of inner strength grows. By making small but deliberate choices that align with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you start to build a life that is rich with purpose and meaning. The key is consistency. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to practice virtue. because the practice itself is what makes the moment perfect. By living in alignment with these virtues, you begin to forge a path that leads not to fleeting happiness or shallow success, but to a deep sense of fulfillment grounded in your character. As modern Stoicism continues to find relevance in today's world, it invites you to reconsider how you approach the challenges of everyday life. The small ethical choices you make are the foundation of your character and the key to unlocking your true potential. In choosing virtue, you are not merely following a set of moral guidelines, but actively becoming the person you were meant to be, one deliberate choice at a time. So, take a moment to reflect. What virtues can you begin practicing today? How can you incorporate wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance into your daily life? In doing so, you not only elevate your own life, but you contribute to the creation of a better, more ethical world. Number 2. Cultivating inner strength and resilience. In life, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by challenges, setbacks, and unforeseen events that seem beyond our control. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking your true potential lies not in changing the world around you, but in changing your response to it? This is exactly what Stoic philosophy teaches us, that happiness and fulfillment are not determined by external circumstances, but by our internal reactions. The Stoic secrets show us that we have the power to control how we respond to life's ups and downs, and that true strength comes from cultivating inner resilience. The secret to building this resilience is learning to view difficulties as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. For instance, let's say you face a failure. Instead of letting it crush your spirit, you could choose to see it as a valuable lesson, an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. This shift in perspective is one of the most powerful tools in Stoicism. It doesn't mean we avoid pain or hardship. Rather, it's about how we choose to handle it. When we develop this mental toughness, we build the capacity to face life's inevitable challenges with a sense of calm and composure. It's not about avoiding struggle, but about mastering our reaction to it. Let me share a story that might resonate with you. Meet James, a man who always had big dreams but struggled to keep them alive amidst the constant roadblocks life threw his way. For years, he faced setbacks in his career, relationships, and personal health. Each failure felt like a heavy blow, and for a long time, he allowed them to control his emotions and his life. But one day, James had a moment of clarity. He realized that nothing in his external world had truly changed. What had changed was his mindset. He decided to adopt a Stoic approach. Instead of blaming circumstances or people for his misfortunes, he began focusing on what he could control, his response. The next time he failed, he didn't let it spiral into self-doubt. Instead, he reflected on the situation, found the lessons within, and took steps to improve. Over time, James grew stronger. His setbacks became stepping stones, and his resilience became his greatest asset. Now, I want you to think about your own life. How often have you let external events shape your emotions and determine how you feel about yourself? How many times have you allowed setbacks to keep you stuck in frustration or self-pity? It's easy to feel like the world is against you, especially when things don't go as planned. But the truth is, you are the one who decides how you respond. Embracing the Stoic mindset means accepting that you can't control everything, but you always have the power to choose how you react. And that is where your true strength lies. Remember, life will throw obstacles your way, it's inevitable. But how you approach those challenges is entirely in your hands. Cultivating inner strength doesn't mean you'll never face hardship. It means you'll have the resilience to rise above it. So next time life gets tough, ask yourself, how can I use this challenge to grow? What can I learn from this? And how can I remain calm and composed in the face of adversity? The Stoic secrets will guide you in building a mindset that views failure as part of the journey, not the end of it. With patience, perseverance, and a commitment to mastering your reactions, you'll find yourself stronger, wiser, and more capable of overcoming whatever life throws your way. The power to transform your life lies within your ability to cultivate inner strength and resilience. So, take control of your mindset today and start building the unshakable resilience you need to achieve your true potential. If you've made it this far, you've grasped the power of the Stoic philosophy that true strength comes from within. Now I want to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect on how you can use these Stoic tips to build resilience in your own life. Share your thoughts with me in the comments, or leave a short, "Rise, Be Strong" tagline to express your commitment to mastering your reactions and overcoming life's challenges. Stay strong. Let's move forward together. Number 3. Living a life of excellence. Living a life of excellence isn't just about achieving perfection or hitting a specific milestone. It's about the relentless pursuit of improvement, day after day. It's about waking up each morning and deciding that you will be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. This is where modern stoicism comes into play. It teaches us that excellence is not an endpoint but a process, a journey rather than a destination. Think about it for a moment. If you're always striving to do your best, always learning, always growing, then perfection becomes irrelevant. It's not about being flawless, but about being consistent in your effort, no matter the outcome. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This idea encapsulates what it truly means to live with excellence. It's about mastering your actions, your thoughts, and your habits, and choosing to show up every single day with integrity and focus. Now, let me ask you, how often do you allow yourself to fall into the trap of chasing perfection, only to become frustrated when things don't go according to plan? It's easy to feel disheartened when you don't see immediate results, but the Stoics remind us that the journey is just as valuable as the destination. If you're learning something new, perhaps a skill or a craft, you won't be perfect at it right away. That's okay. The process is the point. Every time you try, every time you fail, every time you improve, you're moving closer to your goal. This is the essence of excellence. It's not a static state, but a dynamic, ever-evolving practice. Imagine the person you could become if you allowed yourself to fully embrace this mindset. What if you let go of the pressure to be perfect and instead focused on constant, small improvements every day? Could you see yourself becoming someone capable of achieving greatness over time? Living a life of excellence also involves taking full responsibility for your actions. The Stoics believed in the importance of integrity, doing what is right, even when no one is watching. Think about your own life. Are you acting with integrity in every aspect, or are there areas where you've let laziness or excuses creep in? Excellence isn't just about what you do when others are around, but how you behave when no one is there to hold you accountable. It's about aligning your actions with your values, no matter the circumstances. If you can commit to living with integrity, you'll find that you not only build trust with others, but more importantly, you build trust with yourself. And isn't that the foundation of true self-respect? The Stoics didn't believe in the pursuit of excellence for external validation, but as a means of fostering inner peace and self-mastery. In today's world, it's easy to be distracted by the noise, the expectations of others, the pressure to be successful, the desire for instant gratification. But modern Stoicism teaches us that the path to a fulfilling life is found in focusing on what's within our control and letting go of the things that aren't. This means focusing on your own growth, striving to be better every day, and committing to excellence in everything you do. Ask yourself, what would my life look like if I fully embraced excellence, not as a pursuit of perfection, but as a daily practice? Imagine what it would feel like to know that every action you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to becoming the person you know you are meant to be. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about making the decision each day to show up, to do your best, and to improve, knowing that this journey is the ultimate expression of your potential. Remember, the Stoics didn't promise that the road would be easy or that it would always be smooth, but they did promise that by living with excellence, by committing to improvement, integrity, and focus, you can unlock the best version of yourself. And that's a life worth living. So, how can you start living with excellence today? What one small action can you take that will set you on the path to becoming your highest self? The choice is yours, and it starts with the decision to pursue excellence, not in perfection, but in the process. As we wrap up this video, remember that the principles of Stoic philosophy aren't just ideas to think about. They're tools you can apply right now to unlock your true potential. From recognizing the dangers of mediocrity to mastering time and embracing discomfort, Stoicism offers a powerful roadmap to personal growth and happiness. By incorporating these Stoic secrets into your daily routine, you can break free from the limits you've set for yourself and start living a life of purpose and fulfillment. The path won't be easy, but by taking small, deliberate steps today, setting clear goals, reflecting daily, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you'll build a life that's meaningful and rewarding. So how will you begin applying these principles of modern Stoicism to your own life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share your experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life for more wisdom on your journey to true growth.